All right, so here we have in science paper 1, and this is 2023 school certificate. We are having an important question because this question was based on an important topic. This topic is very important because if you go in almost every science paper, you are going to find this topic, which is called electricity. So make sure you get something from my explanations. Make sure you understand what I'm going to be explaining, and make sure you're writing somewhere so that all those concepts which I'm going to explain, you keep them for the sake of revision. Okay, so let's go direct to the question, and don't forget to subscribe, to put a like and a comment if you find this video to be very helpful, and also make sure you click on the notification button so that whenever I upload a new video, you get to know. Okay, so here's a question. We have been taught to say figure B7 shows a circuit diagram. So we have been given this circuit diagram. This is figure B7 they are talking about. So according to this figure, we are having this 24 volts battery, and then we are having also this resistance, and then we are having this one and also this one. Okay, so we are having 2 ohms resistant, and also we are having 3 ohms resistant, and then we are having this 6 ohms resistant. So this is a diagram, and this diagram, this circuit is connected to a 24 volts battery. Okay, so let's go direct to the questions. The first question, let's go to the first question. Okay, so question 1 reads, define resistance. So this is question 1. They have asked us to define, to give a proper definition of what? Of resistance. So when talk of resistance, you need to understand that we are just talking about the property. We're just talking about the property. Okay, we're just talking about the property of what? We're just talking about the property of a conductor. Okay, the property of a conductor, I mean, that do what? That opposes. That opposes what? That opposes the flow of electric current. Okay, let me explain. Let me explain now. So this is a proper definition of resistance. So when talk of resistance, we're just talking about the property of a conductor. If you have got a conductor, then that conductor has got a property, a certain property, which opposes what? The flow of electric current. So, for example, if this is the direction of what? Of electric current, then this property tends to oppose somewhat some electric current, tends to oppose some electric current. So that is what we call resistance. I think you can even relate this term resistance, because something which is resisting is something which is preventing something from actually going to a certain direction. So that is a proper definition of what? Of resistance, and that is exactly the answer of question what? Of question 1. Okay, let's go to question 2. So on question 2, we have been told to calculate the total resistance of this circuit. So this is where I want you to get it. So we have been told to calculate the total resistance of what? Of this circuit. So now, before we can calculate this total resistance, there are some concepts which I want you to actually understand. So when you look at this circuit is having this resistance. And this resistance, as you can see, it is connected in a parallel. I hope you have seen. But when talk of these two resistance, I mean this one is connected in a series. But when talk of these two resistances are connected in parallel. I hope you are able to see. So you cannot directly combine this one with these ones. No. First, you need to actually combine these ones which are in parallel, and then at last you add this to this one. I hope you're getting the point. So first and foremost, we are having this 2 ohms resistance. We are having this 2 ohms resistance. Yes, we are going to keep it. And then, most importantly, first we need to combine these two resistances. After combining these two resistances, since they are in parallel, if you combine them, then you are going to make them to be in circuit. That's when you can actually add them to this 2 ohms resistance. I hope you're getting the point. So let's calculate, let's combine these. Let's combine these because it is different the way we actually, the way we combine this one with another one which is in series. It is different from the way we combine it with this one, yes, with another one which is in series, and with this one which is in parallel. I hope you are able to see. So we are going to actually first combine these two resistors which are in parallel, and then we are going to add them to this one. So how do we calculate the resistance for these resistors which are in parallel? So here is a simple formula which I want you to understand. Here is a simple formula which I want you to understand. So the simple formula which we normally use to calculate resistance which are in parallel, we normally do this. This is 1 over total resistance, which is resistance 1. Let's name it to be resistance 1, and this is resistance what? Resistance 2. So this is 1 over total resistance is equal to 1 over resistance 1 plus 1 over what? Resistance 2. Okay, I hope you are able to see. So this is our formula. If maybe we have another resistances, we would have proceeded to say 1 over resistance 3 and so on and so forth. Now, since we are having only 2 resistances, we are just going to say 1 over resistance 1 plus 1 over resistance what? Resistance 2. Okay, so here we are having resistance 1. So our solution is going to be 1 over, what is our resistance? 1 is 3. Okay, is 3 plus 1 over, what is our resistance 2? Our resistance 2 is what? 6. So here, if you find the common, the number which you can actually go into another one, we are going to find that we are going to have 6. Then 3 into 6, that is 2. Plus 6 into 6, that is what? That is 1. I hope you are able to see what I'm doing. So here we are having 1 over what? I mean 3 over 6. So now this 3 over 6, remember, according to our formula, this is our formula. Let me just show you here. I want you to understand very well. This is our formula. 1 over total resistance is equal to 1 over resistance 1 plus 1 over resistance what? Resistance 2. So in that sense, we are going to say 1 over total resistance is equals to 3 over what? Over 6, because that is the answer. If you put here 3 and then you put here 6, then you solve for this part, you are going to get 3 over 6, like I did. So having done this, we are just going to do this. We are just going to cross multiply these numbers and letters. So we are going to say this one times this one. We are having 3 total resistors. Then this is 6 times what? Times 1. This is 6. Then we divide by 3, and we are going to find that our resistance is going to be what? 6 divided by 3. Our resistance is equal to 2 ohms. I hope you are able to see this. So this is the combination of these two resistances, this one and this one. If you combine these two resistances, you are going to get 2 ohms, like what I've done. So now, remember, the question is asking us to calculate the total now in this same circuit, to calculate the total. So what you are going to do is that you are going to combine this one now with this one which you have just calculated. So we are going to say 2 ohms plus this one which you have calculated. This 2 ohms is for this resistor. Then this 2 ohms is for these two resistances. So we are going to say 2 ohms plus 2 ohms. I hope now we can answer this question. So 2 ohms plus 2 ohms, the answer which you are having is what? 4 ohms. So this is the total resistance of this circuit. This is the total resistance which was in this circuit. So do not just say 2 plus 3 plus 6. No. We do that if we are dealing with a circuit. We are dealing with a series type of what? Circuit. But if you are dealing with this one which has got which has been combined, which has got resistors which are in series form and the resistors which are in parallel form, we first begin by combining these using this formula, and then at last we add this one which is in series. Hope you have gotten something, and I hope you're understanding. So that is our solution for question what? For question 2. Okay, let's go to the last question. Remember, our resistance which we have calculated is what? 4 ohms. This is our total resistance. Okay, so now let's go to the last question where we have been told to calculate the total current in the circuit. Total current in the circuit. This was very simple because we know that for you to calculate the current, you need just to say current is equal to what? Voltage over resistance. And by the way, this is a capital letter. You need to be writing, if you are writing a symbol for voltage, you need to make sure you write it. You write a capital letter. Do not write a small letter because that is velocity. Okay, so current is equal to what? Is equal to voltage over what? Over resistance. And in this case, whereby you have been told to calculate the total current, you have to indicate that what you are calculating is a total current by writing a T here, and then we are using the total voltage of this circuit and the total resistance of this circuit. Okay, so our current is going to be, what is our total voltage? We have been given, or we have been told to say it is what? 24 V. And then what is our total resistance? So our total resistance we have just calculated. Do not get this one or this one or this one, because what we are calculating is the total current. So we need to combine. You need to get the resistance which has been combined. Yes, you need to combine all these resistance, and that final resistance which we are going to have is the one which we need to put here. So in this case, we have already calculated on question 2, because question 2 where we are calculating the total, this same total resistance. So what is the total resistance which we have calculated? The total resistance which we have calculated is what? 4 ohms. Okay, so now our total current is going to be, what is 24 divided by what? Divided by 4. 24 divided by 4, if you punch your calculator, you're going to find that it is what? 6. And then the SI unit for current is what? Capital letter A, which is amps or amperes. So this is how we go about this question. I hope you have gotten something, and I hope you've understood all that we have explained. Sure. So remember, when we talk of resistance, we're just talking about the property of what? Of a conductor that opposes what? The flow of electric current. And then when you have been taught to calculate the total resistance, you need to consider the type of circuit which you have been given. If it was a series circuit, which actually are these type of resistances which are in just series, would have just added this one to this one, which is 2 plus what? 3, which would be 5. But in this case, whereby you have been given this resistance which is in series, and then you have been given these two resistances which are in parallel, you need to first combine these two, and then after doing that, then you add the answer to this one. Hope you have seen. So the formula which we use to combine these is 1 over total resistance is equal to 1 over resistance 1 plus 1 over resistance 2 plus 1 over resistance 3, and so on and so forth. So by doing that, your work will be very simple. Hope you have gotten everything, and I wish you to understand these concepts, because these are powerful concepts which you need to know on this topic. Sure. So this is where we can end for today. I'm sure you have subscribed to my channel, and I'm sure you have clicked on the notification button so that whenever I upload a new video, you get to know.